want to welcome you all to Eat and Travel with Tony. I'm starting something a little bit new on this channel because I want to see how this will go. Because I actually love talking, as y'all can tell, and I want to do something on my on this channel that was more like a podcast vlog, some in that arena. So, like I said, I want to start journaling some of my past experiences with travel, and of course my future experiences with travel. As soon as I get to them, I guess I put it that way too. So for this first video, of course, again, welcome to Eat and Travel with Tony. But for this first podcast vlog, I wanted to talk about where did my love for adventure come from. And as y'all see back here, my kitty cat's back here resting. I got some pool noodles back there too. But my kitty cat's back here looking like she mad. Y'all want to be in the podcast, Sylvie? Sylvie, say hi to the people, girl. This Sylvia, y'all. Say hey, y'all. She back here laying on the sofa with her legs all kicking me. But like I said, I definitely want to start talking about, like I said, some of my experiences with travel, some of my non-experiences with travel, and like I said, some of the things I can't say I missed out on because I'm trying to make up for them now. But like I said, some of the things that I wish I could have done as a kid. So, but like I said, this first video is going to be talking about where did my love of adventure slash travel come from. Since I was little, I grew up in St. Louis, Missouri, so there wasn't like any beaches. But the closest beach wasn't a beach; it was a lake, like the Lake of Ozarks, the Lake of the Ozarks, which was maybe like 2.5 hours away. I didn't know anything about these places growing up though, but I know them as an adult. But just to give you a sense of where St. Louis, Missouri is, it's like right in the middle of the map. So, or the United States map. So, and the other lake that I knew of was Lake Carlisle. Once I became a teen, got older, that kind of thing. And like I said, I didn't go to none of these places as a kid, but like I said, that's like the general geographical area. Like I said, there was no beaches or nothing like that close to me, but there was a few lakes as I found out as I got older. But my where did my love of adventure and travel come from? As a kid, I'm 47, so I'll be 48 in about a month. So back when I was a kid, there was no YouTube, there was no vlogging, there was no internet. There was nothing like that. There was just the TV, the newspaper. I think that was it. And I guess the advertisements that you see like around, like in the neighborhood or in the magazines or that kind of thing, that was honestly it. In the radio, I don't think I said the radio, but the radio too. Computers did not start coming out until I was probably in grade school, but it was more of like those little dot computer. I don't know what it was called, y'all, but it was like those black and green screens. It wasn't anything like you see now at all. So technology has come a long, long way. So like I said, we didn't have any of that. So what I had was, like I said, the TV. I had radio to, of course, hear, listen to, and of course, like I said, the periodicals, the newspapers and magazines, stuff like that. But I was the kind of child who loved to watch. For some reason, I took a love to watching like National Geographic, Channel 9. The Channel 9 in our area was more. I think it did have Sesame Street. I didn't really watch much of Sesame Street, but I know what it is. And I've seen some of it now, of course, but back then they had like some travel adventures, some cooking shows that was on there as well when you're growing up, and that kind of thing. Because this was back in the what? So I was born in, let me see, I guess the 80s and I guess 90s growing up. But like I said, well, part of like the late 70s and 80s growing up, that was my main, I guess, into my teenage years. Because by the time I got to the 90s, I was what 13, 14 years old. So like I said, we still did not have computers then that or phones that we can vlog from or where we can get information from. There was no Google, there was no YouTube, nothing like that at all. So like I said, I made do with the stuff that I had. And of course, we had school books and that kind of thing. That all goes in the periodicals category, I guess I'd say. But like I said, me looking at Channel 9 and seeing the places that these people were drawing and coloring and painting, and then of course seeing some of the travel that they were doing on Channel 9, and of course National Geographic, they didn't do like vlogging travel like we do now, but they did more of the here's Asia, this is what you can find in Asia, like the different like documentaries. That's what the National Geographic back in the day, I think they still have that now, as far as I understand, they do still have that. But they do have people like me or people like you or people like other folks who travel and vlog, and you see that on TV or on some like different channels and things like that now, and on YouTube as well and across social media. But like I said, back then they didn't have that. So what I had was, like I said, those things from, of course, the school textbook talked about different places too. that I, even though it was way years and years ago because it was history class, but I still got a gist of what kind of countries were out there. I love geography, of course, seeing the map with all these places. And I'm wondering, like, I want to go to this place, I want to go to that place, I want to see this. And I had no idea. Like, I saw like little islands and different things, but I had no idea exactly what they were. I just thought they were like pieces of land that nobody lived on. Look at Sylvia, y'all. But now I know folks live on those islands now. So, but like I said, definitely, like I said, those are the things I had. And I also had something that y'all may not even know what it is nowadays, but the encyclopedias. Encyclopedia Britannica, those were like a catalog of manuals, books, manuals that had everything that you can think of from A to Z, or everything that they told you was in the world or that was created from A to Z, whether it was clothes, whether it was places to travel, whether it was foods, whether it was, I don't know, history lessons, whatever it was, all that kind of stuff was in those encyclopedias. I did not have my own encyclopedia set. Of course, we had them at school. In the libraries, of course, we had those there too. So of course that gave a lot of different places to of course visit to and to want to visit. Like I said, it didn't vlog and tell you, look girl, I'm walking down the street showing you this. It was more, like I said, of just more of like a dollar could still be back there laying down. Hi, honey bunch. It was more of like a documentary type writing, and just like I said, just letting you know what was out there in the world and the history of different places, the history of Russia, the history of China, the history of United States, the history of this state when it was put into union, all this kind of stuff. And like I said, that's where my love of travel came from because of course they had pictures. They didn't have all the pictures in the world, but they did have some pictures that of course showed you what the places may look like or what a bridge there may look like or what a mountain may look like or what a beach looks like. Like I said, they had all those things in those books, in the encyclopedias. And of course, like I said, on National Geographic, you can see all the animals running on the Serengeti and on the safaris in Africa and all these kind of things going on. The Asian elephants and all, like I said, you can see all these documentaries, and I still do watch them now, actually. But like I said, because I love stuff like that. And thank you for tuning in. Is it Helena? I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, but I stay now in Southern Arizona. But like I said, definitely it was and just to let you know, I'm talking about where where my love of travel and adventures come from. And I'm 47, so back in the day we had none of these YouTubes and all this kind of stuff. It was mainly the radio, the TV, and of course the books, the periodicals that I was looking at and reading. So, and I was just talking about the Encyclopedia Britannica. I don't know how old you are, but you may not have no idea what that is. If you're probably younger than probably 30, you probably have no idea what that is. Or probably 35, you probably have no idea what that is. But like I said, those are the kind of things I grew up on. National Geographic is still around. So like I said, I still do watch that, but my love for travel started back then. I wasn't even in the first grade yet, y'all. I was probably 2, 3 years old, maybe, looking at, like I said, National Geographic and those shows on TV that was talking about different places, the places in the world. And like I said, it just sparked in my mind. I'm like, okay, I know I don't have the money. I didn't have the money at all back then. Of course, I was a kid. I had no job, of course. So, I mean, I don't come from money, nothing like that. So, of course, we didn't travel at all when I was a kid. But we did some. I'll talk about that in another podcast vlog. But we did have a little bit of traveling. It wasn't like the next state, which was probably like 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes away. But that was traveling to me. So, like I said, I'll talk to y'all about that in the next possibly the next podcast vlog. But like I said, my love for travel just came out of those things. And also, growing up, my mother used to take me to like the science center, and I've always wanted to go in outer space. I love science, y'all. Science, well, I'm gonna say science fanatic like I used to be, but I still love science. And we used to go to the science center back in St. Louis. It was free, of course. All those museums and stuff out in Forest Park are free in St. Louis. The zoo included as well. So I used to go to those places, and of course, like reading the different things about Mars and Jupiter and all these planets, and then you get a chance to see like the videos and or the planetarium videos where they had like the stuff projected on the ceilings. And I love stuff like that. I used to visit the Science Center all the time up until we left St. Louis 2 years ago. So I love it, y'all. I still love it. Like I said, there's always something I can learn new every time I went there. The History Museum, my mom used to take me there as a kid. We used to go, like I said, all the free museums in Forest Park, the zoo, the art museum. I love the art museum still, y'all. If y'all ain't seen the art museum video I did here in Tucson, make sure y'all scroll back to go check that out too, because I did a vlog walking through the museum here in Tucson. But like I said, just seeing all those places, and then of course seeing some of the art, like the labels on the art. the labels on the History Museum artifacts and things like that, the labels at the zoo, like those are things that tell you about the animals, where they come from, and usually they give you like a place on the map where that animal like originated from, that kind of thing. And I was like, I want to see these places. So like I said, that's what intrigued me growing up as a kid, just to know that there was places out there besides the inner city, because I was in the inner city. I wasn't in any affluent area. I was in the poverty, I guess, areas of the inner city, I guess you can say, where there was drugs, there was alcohol, there was dope selling, gang members, all those types of things. That's the kind of environment I grew up in. Like I said, I had no idea what a beach actually looked like until I was well into my 20s, almost 30. So like I said, y'all will hear more about that later on. But like I said, growing up, those are the things that intrigued me about seeing the world. We had the St. Louis Arch downtown, the museum too. The arch was this big old giant, as y'all may see it now on TV or on vlogs or pictures that I've done. It's just like a big old giant, like silver, metal, steel arch. I think it came from France. Parents France gave us that, I think, like hundreds of years ago. But like I said, they have a They had a museum. They have a new museum now. But back in the day, they had, of course, the museum as well. Um, you can check out, of course, like I said, some of the information about where the arch came from, about France and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, wow, this is the place I can visit one day. So like I said, I hadn't visited there yet, but that's okay. I'm working my way towards that, so that y'all will see some of that, I'm sure. But like I said, just definitely just knowing that, like I said, with the museums I went to, the Channel 9, with the travel information that they had on their National Geographic, the Encyclopedia Britannica, the advertisements too much did not really show much of that in the inner city. Maybe other places they did, I don't know. But like I said, the radio didn't really talk much about it either, that I remember. Excuse me. But like I said, seeing those, like I said, seeing the National Geographics and encyclopedias and the history books and the museums that I visited, like I said, that gave me my love for wanting to travel somewhere. I didn't know anybody back growing up that had traveled anywhere or talked about their travels. So like I said, I don't come from that kind of environment. The environment I come from, people didn't have a lot of money and stuff. So I didn't hear anybody talking about they traveled to here, they traveled to there, they went to there. I think the most things I heard people talk about was Six Flags, which was like a theme park in St. Louis, or outside of St. Louis, in Eureka, Missouri, I guess you can say. And that was like our big theme park there. But I heard people, some people, not everybody, I heard a few, mostly at school, talking about Six Flags and that they went and stuff like that. I hadn't experienced that, like I said, until I got a lot older. But hey, but like I said, that's my life. But like I said, definitely, I just want, like I said, share this with y'all. And of course, let me know down in the comments if y'all have any idea what the Encyclopedia Britannica, what those books and manuals were. Because like I said, I know as a kid growing up, we had those. That's what I read and looked through. And the dictionary had some stuff in there too about different places that I, of course, love to. Of course, I still love to. Of course, I still pick up a dictionary sometimes, look at some of the words and just see what new word I can find and that kind of thing. Now it's on our phone, but I do have one in the room too. That I sometimes, like I said, not as much as I used to, but I used to just thumb through and see different places and see different words and different things like that. But like I said, I just had a love for learning and exploring those types of things and just seeing what new things I can find. And like I said, because I didn't travel at all growing up like that as a kid, or to the places I'm talking about, like any different countries or out of the state I was living in or that kind of thing. Like I said, I didn't know what all the places would bring. I had no idea what the experiences would be, but I knew that one day I was going to visit some of those places. And I, of course, I went to school. I went to school. I was, what is it called? The desegregation program from St. Louis City. They bused us out into the county schools where it was predominantly white. And I was the first black kid at my elementary school, actually. So, of course, I heard about some of the kids' travels, and their parents were taking them out of school for a week to go to London or to this place. I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. People do that? I had no idea, y'all. Had no idea until I went to those kind of schools. So, like I said, all those experiences together kind of gave me my love of wanting to travel, just because I heard the folks talking about it and I saw the stuff in the books and I saw the things on TV. Like I said, that definitely gave me my first inkling or knowing that I can travel somewhere in this world and, of course, experience new things and explore and adventure and see the mountains. And I see mountains every day now and that kind of thing. Definitely blessed to see that. And like I said, I didn't know that until I started watching those channels, like I said, before I started first grade, just figuring out where all these places were. And one day I was going to visit some of these places. Now I have visited islands. And like I said, I'll definitely share some of that with you all in future vlogs and podcast vlogs and stuff like that. But like I said, I definitely just want to let y'all know kind of where your girl Tony comes from as far as me growing up and where my love of travel and adventure come from. Like I said before, of course, starting first grade or actually while in grade school, I had none of those travels like that. So, at all. So, but like I said, definitely, like I said, I'll share with you some of the places I had traveled to. And I thought was big places and awesome places and stuff like that, which I still think they're big and awesome places. But they were just like the state next door, which was 15 minutes away. But like I said, I'll share more of that with y'all in another podcast vlog. But like I said, I just want y'all to get to know who I am and where I come from and where my love of travel came from. And like I said, let me know in the comments if you have any idea what an Encyclopedia Britannica is. Because like I said, that's one of the books that I used to read through and look at the pictures and see some of the things and the places that they talked about. And like I said, I'm 47, so a lot of y'all, if y'all probably under, I would say under 30 something, 35, 30 maybe, you probably have no idea what the encyclopedia is. I don't even know if they still make those books. I have no idea. But every book of Encyclopedia Britannica, every letter had a book. Some of the books were 1,000 pages long. Some probably were 500. I don't know all the pages, like the actual catalog, but I'm sure you probably can look it up. I'm sure. But like I said, definitely, like I said, that was a book that I loved. Still love it. If I had if I can find a whole catalog, I would definitely get it to have it here at the house. Like I said, they had a lot of good information in there as well. Look at my Sylvie pants. You tired of me talking, ain't you? You want to go to sleep? Let me show my mama cakes. You want to go to sleep, mommy? I'm be done shortly. Sylvie pants. I'm be done shortly. So she can go back to sleep because she looks very annoyed. She's looking at y'all like y'all crazy too, I'm sure. Mm-mm-mm. But that's Sylvia, this little sleepy cat back there. Sylvia Clay. So like I said, y'all definitely want to share that with y'all. And like I said, I hope this video sheds some light and help somebody else who may come from an environment where they didn't travel a lot or travel at all as a kid growing up. But of course, there was other things out there to look at, like the books and the TV and things like that, just to learn from. And I hope that this, and of course, like I said, in some kind of way, inspires somebody who haven't traveled anywhere or who was looking to travel or who haven't even taken their first trip yet out of their own state. Like I said, I definitely hope that this inspires you to travel. Again, make sure that you, of course, subscribe to the channel here to, of course, stay abreast and stay informed and stay in the know about these podcast vlogs I'll be doing. Because I'll, like I said, talk about different topics in my life and different things about travel that I've noticed growing up and throughout the years and all that kind of stuff. So you can get some gossip about me, I guess I put it that way, when it comes to travel and adventure. So like I said, make sure that y'all, of course, subscribe. And of course, if you know somebody that like I said, haven't taken their first trip yet or only been in their state, just traveling around their state, never been anywhere else. Like I said, definitely share this with them and let them know that they're not by themselves. I was like that as well. Did not take my first trip until I was in my late 20s, mid to late 20s, 30s, I think mid to late 20s, my first trip. And I'll tell y'all all about that because that was magical. But like I said, I'll definitely show that with y'all in another vlog, podcast vlog. But now she saw a dog outside, so she woke up licking herself. Girl. So like I said, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and get off here, but I want to thank y'all for, of course, listening in. And this is my first podcast vlog on this channel, Eat and Travel with Tony. Again, make sure that you subscribe and click that notification bell to receive all the videos I upload from here on out. And if you ain't seen the ones in the back that I did before this, go check them out too. And feel free to share any video that you want. I do not mind. Share them on your social medias and enjoy, y'all. And make sure that you comment down below and let me know if you know what Encyclopedia Britannica is. Peace out.